Oh, sorry. What did I say? BH. Yeah.
Okay.
RHONY. Because I'm like, oh, they're really leaning into the fashion thing, which they were going to do with Lizzie Savetsky. And obviously Lizzie is a matchmaker to some degree. So I thought this is a natural progression. Jenna.
Lizzie is an activist 24/7. She is out there on the front line calling out Columbia University these days. But go on.
Now yes, correct. So anyway, I was going to be Jenna versus Rebecca, or maybe they were going to be aligned and we were going to lean into the fashion side of New York. I thought this is great. And then I see all these stories. Rebecca Minkoff, unapologetic Scientologist, very close with Danny Masterson, serving 16 years for rape.
Is she close with Travolta and Cruz?
Well, I would hope so. I mean, if you're in, this is what I always say. I would love to be a Scientologist, but I'm not paying or donating till you make me famous. Get me with Cruz, and then you can have I'll tithe 25%.
Guess what?
They never do that, though. What?
I'm looking out the window right now, really.
At the building.
True story. And I'm seeing the Hollywood sign over there. But in front of the Hollywood sign, right over here, guys.
Love it.
I'm seeing the Scientology building. It's right here, guys, right down the street from me. LA life, babes.
Well, so Minkoff, but then the story gets, okay, so then I thought, well, I want to read more about how she's, and she and her brother, Rebecca Minkoff's brother, they started the fashion business together. He has a line, I feel like it's Yuri, maybe. And they have given $5 million to Scientology. Now, she's also Jewish. So she says that she's been very open. She says, I have nothing to hide about Scientology. Now, it wasn't in her book. She's written a book about her business success. She left it out of that because she said, what good does it do to bring it all up in there? But I do a combo of Judaism and also Scientology, and it's helped me in many aspects of life. It's almost like a motivational kind of self-development than it is a church. I'm an open book. And then you go down the rabbit hole of Masterson. So who also, by the way, friends with a lot of famous people, including Ashton Kutcher. Ashton and his wife wrote letters in support of Danny. They've been friends with him for 100 years from that 70s show.
70s show.
It's a tough situation, right? And then Mila Kunis and Ashton came out and said, we shouldn't have done it after he was convicted. But I mean, what are you going to do? It's their friend of years. Now, did he rape somebody? Yeah, he did. And he's serving his time. And now they're in a quandary, right? Rebecca Minkoff's connection to him is through Scientology, it seems like, and she dated years ago a good friend of his. Well, can you hold that against her?
Well, I think, is it going to come out on the show? I mean, look, we love exploiting and exploring and delving deep into the Mormon culture and that church in Salt Lake. So maybe we'll bring a little bit of this onto the RHONY. It's the same production company. Maybe we'll have Scientology music every time Miss Rebecca walks onto the stage. I would love to see a Rebecca versus Jenna situation. That would be cool. The fashion divas fight it out. I had Luann's very good friend Nicole Miller on this podcast, Fashion Diva. I'm good with Rebecca coming on. So I'm kind of ready to see.
You are? Okay, well, then it gets juicier because her dad,
Tell me.
Dr. David Minkoff, and her mother, Sue, are one of the most powerful families in the Church of Scientology. You really think Scientology wants them on this show?
No, and she says she's good with all this now, but again, no one knows what's coming with Housewives. I mean, Rebecca girl, if there's something there, if there's something a little, if you've been diddling and daddling like Mo Ricio or maybe PK, whatever it is, Rebecca Minkoff, come out wherever you are, do the background investigation on your own, hire Bo, find it out and put it out because it's coming out, Miss Minkoff. So, look, being in this part of Scientology is not illegal. Miss Remney, my good friend Leah Remney, might disagree. She might be coming for Rebecca, but it could make for good TV. Right?
Look, I'm with you. And I think you got to judge Rebecca because it seems as though Rebecca's connected to these things, but hasn't done anything necessarily wrong herself. However, I'm thinking
Look,
They
I don't know what people want. I don't know what people want. They keep telling me the shows have gotten too dark and Jersey is so dark. Now they're telling me Potomac is really dark. Everyone's saying that it's ruined, that I'm right, the darkness is too heavy. And then we have RHONY where it's cheese and everyone's like bored. So I don't know what these lovely people listening want. They don't want the darkness. They're like, people are saying they're going to boycott Potomac. We'll get into that next. And then, I mean, is anybody, some are actually. So I guess you are, Sarah. I mean, you're all, not everyone's excited for the next season of RHONY, is what I'm trying to say. And
Not the only one.
no, there's one or two listeners which have like poo-pooed in my DMs that they are, but I don't think there's a line out the door of yous, people. So, like, bring it, bring it. I mean, Jessel has come out and said, oh, we know now. We know how it works, and we know how to bring it. Really? Because I'm not seeing that from the shots and the stills and the dailies on RHONY. So bring it. I don't want another season of like kumbaya fighting over cheese and Jenna doubling down that she's not showing us anything about her life. So maybe Miss Minkoff. I mean, look, I'm more excited about Rebecca, how can I put this nicely, than anyone currently on the cast from last season. So bravo, no pun intended. Let's go. Let's see what happens here. I still want Olivia Palermo from The City, Whitney Port's ex-friend. I want Whitney. I want Olivia on my.
Would that be good? Well, let me make a correction. Danny Masterson is serving a 30-year sentence for rape. That was Minkoff's good friend. And the other thing is, Rebecca's father, Dr. David Minkoff, had to pay $100,000 as part of a wrongful death lawsuit of Scientology's Lisa McPherson, who died in 1995. McPherson was just 36 when she died, with the cause of death initially being declared a pulmonary embolism brought on by bed rest and severe dehydration. Her death came, though, a little over 2 weeks after she was found naked and dazed on a Clearwater street following a minor traffic accident by law enforcement and EMS, who took her to a nearby hospital for treatment and a psychiatric evaluation. However, the hospital wanted her to stay, and shortly afterwards, 4 members of the Church of Scientology showed up. Now, where Rebecca and took her, they said, she wanted
her to protect her. Protection.
Right. We'll help her rehab. So she goes to the Scientology Center in Clearwater. And within 2 weeks, she died. But Mr. Minkoff is implemented because he prescribed Valium and other drugs to her without seeing her a couple of weeks before her death. And he admitted that. So he paid the $100,000. The story is very interesting. And basically, she was having a psychotic break.